Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Look at my hair. This is what the blades have done to my hair. It's all over the place, kind of like what we were today. Sorry. I'm not going to be too negative in this video. I'll say that from the outset because looking at the starting lineup that the Blades could only manage to put out, 4 players 24 years or older. 7 of our players were 23 years and younger. I'll quickly just run through them because there's a lot. So Gordon, Brewster, McAtee, Doyle, Norrington Davis, and Dye, Cadra. That's pretty much our whole attack. So Brewster, Cadra, and Dye, you would say they're all attackers. All of them under 23. Now, you want young players attacking older defenders. Let's be honest. Phil Jagielka, 40 years old at the back, with a lot younger players running at him. He should be scared for his life. He certainly wasn't today. He did really well and obviously scored a goal, which was avoidable. All goals, by the way, today were avoidable. All of them. But yeah, we weren't good today. I think we had a spell in the first half where we were the better team. Other than that, I think they were the better team for pretty much all game. I'll be honest. But like I said, I'm going to try and not let this be such a negative video because I know what a terrible, terrible injury crisis going on at the moment. Now, Stoke City said, I saw a Stoke City fan on Twitter say that they got 4 injuries and they thought that was an injury crisis. Try 10 more than that. 14 apparently injured. Jayden Bogle before the game or midweek took a knock. Now, I said that I think that Jayden Bogle not could be out for this game, but I said Jayden Bogle took a knock, or I don't know whether it's a knock or whether it's cramp. Everybody said it's cramp. It's cramp. Whether it was in that match or whether it was in training, Jayden Bogle's picked up an injury. And that meant that Kieran Gordon had to go to right back and we had to play a 4. Shouldn't be happening, should it? Kieran Gordon shouldn't have to play 1 out of position, but 2 in this team at all. I'm not digging him out here because I thought he had a good game today. But we've got so many defenders that we shouldn't need a young lad to come in and take the place of so many injured players. It's crazy. It really is. But let's get into the game because that was a bit gutting that Bogle was injured for this game. Apparently a knee injury, which I think that's what was the problem before. So that's bad. That's bad first and foremost that Jayden could be out for, I don't know how long, but let's hope for the best. Let's hope that he's just kind of saving him for, I don't know, just giving him a week or 2 off just to try and let that injury settle because we don't want another 9 months without Jayden Bogle. We really, really don't. But yeah, very first minute, James McAtee was played through over the top on his right foot, his unfavoured right foot, and he kind of screws it wide of the post. The goalkeeper, I think, was beaten, but it goes past him. And yeah, it just goes past the post, but really bright start. And that's all she wrote. Because straight away they scored in the 4th minute. I say that's all she wrote. That was the only time we were no. We were back level, but that was the only time I was thinking, oh, I'm excited about this game. But yeah, a really, really poor bit of defending. And all these goals, bearing in mind, all avoidable by players that should know better. First one, Reece Norrington Davis. He's been fantastic this season. He just lost his man. He just weren't paying attention. He looked at his man. He saw where he were. He looked at the ball, and then he just ball watched. And the player had got away from him, Wilmot, and just strokes it in. Just hits it straight at the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper he couldn't do anything about it. I need to give a big shout out to my nephew right now, though. Ronnie, he gave me a sweet at halftime and said, if I give you a sweet, will you mention me in the video? And here's your mention, mate. I nearly forgot it at the start. I did forget it at the start, But here it is. There's your mention. Also, he gave me a sweet not to also talk about my other nephew, Frankie, but he didn't give me another sweet. So, Frankie, there's your shout out too. So, big shout out to Ronnie and Frankie. Yeah, that's one of the only good things about today, managing to see my family. Because like I said, not a great start. 4 minutes in, and all goals avoidable. All goals avoidable by experienced players. All goals at the worst possible time. 4th minute, really early on. 45 plus 4, I think it was when Jag scored. Terrible time to concede. Going in at 1-1, we could have easily come away with the 3 points. And then conceding the last minute, I know that we were going up for trying to get an equaliser, but not good enough. Really, really not good enough. Anyway, let's get back to that first goal because, Norrington Davis lost his man. He got in behind. It was a good volley, to be fair, but it was pretty simple. Just get it on target and you've scored because Wes wasn't saving that from such a not tight angle, so close in close proximity. No chance. The only chance of him saving that is if it's hit him and just come straight back out. But puts it away. Really, not just the finish was avoidable, but also we were just slow out to his man. I think it was Norwood. I can't remember the other one that it was, but Norwood was slow out to his man. There was nobody marking the lad that crossed the ball into the box. It was a fantastic ball into the box. But somebody should have been there pressurising him. And Reece Norrington Davies shouldn't have lost his man. Anyway, we move on. And until what time was it now? Let me have a little look. There was a 12-minute shot from Stoke that went straight down Wes's throat, which he saved really well. But in the 20th minute, I think it was Iliman Ndiaye plays the ball into Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle hits an absolute worldie of a strike. I think the keeper should have saved it, and he did. But it was a great strike. It looked like it was dipping just underneath his crossbar, which it was. Just a great, great save from the goalkeeper, Joe Bursick, that is. And then, straight from that, the ball comes into the box. Egan heads it back towards Kieran Gordon. Kieran Gordon heads it over the goalkeeper. He thinks he's got his first goal for the Blades. And do you know what? That would be a really early goal for a young defender as well in his career. But unfortunately, a really, really good header off the line. Ndiaye tried to put it in, tried to stop him from heading it or trying to get something on himself, but it wasn't to be. The ball comes off the line. Egan goes to have a go, really, I think. And he kind of gets blocked off, but at the same time, I don't think it was enough for a penalty. Egan certainly thought it was, but not for me. I'd have been gutted if it had been given the other way around. But then in the 28th minute, the ball's played down the wing and James McAtee digs out a fantastic cross. I actually thought at the time he'd let it run too far and he'd not kept it in. But the referee and the linesman thinks that he's kept it in. It's a fantastic ball into the box. Ryan Brewster, side foot volley into the corner, right in the corner as well. What a fantastic ball. What a fantastic volley from Brewster. And why does Brewster always score away from home when we get hammered afterwards? But yeah, it's one of them where Brewster's like absolutely loving life that he scored, and then we go and bloody lose again. And that'll probably knock his confidence down a little bit, even though it was a fantastic finish. Really, really good goal from Brewster. 38th minute, we nearly went one in front. This is the period of time I'm talking about when we were going at him. We were getting down the wings. We were getting through the middle. And at this point, the ball's played into Ndiaye. He swivels on it and he hits the post, the inside of the post. And unlike Preston, where he hit the inside of the post, it went in. This time it hits the inside of the post, hits the goalkeeper. And if that was a Stoke shot, it'd hit Wes on the back and gone in the back of the net. But it hits Bursick on the arm, I think it is, and just drops kindly for him to just pick up and say, thank you very much. That were a close shave, weren't it? But no, a really good strike from Ndiaye. Inches, and we would have been 2-1 up. But how it's going for us at the moment, we go in 2-1 down because in the 45th plus 4 minutes, Jags just seems to outmuscle Egan and heads it in off the post. It's poor defending from Egan. It really is. I know he just took a knock. Before that, maybe that was one of the reasons why he either couldn't jump or he just his balance wasn't quite right because he'd taken a knock before that. I'm not sure. Hopefully Egan's all right as well, because losing Egan would be an absolute devastating thing to happen. But Jags kind of outmuscles Egan. He gets above him, heads it into the back of the net. Egan doesn't even manage to get up because Jags has kind of kept him at arm's length, muscled him out, and then gone up and headed it into the corner, hits the post and goes in. Yeah, look at that. A tale of two posts, you could call it. But yeah, that one hits the inside of the post and goes in. So we're going into half time, 2-1 down, absolutely devastated. The lads must be distraught after that. But that's football for you. In the 47th minute, straight into it, we get a great ball into the box, and Norrington Davis at the back post just sprinting for it. He doesn't quite get there. Well, he gets there, but it's just too late, and he manages to get a half volley just over the bar. If that would have been a slightly better cross, or Norrington Davis was in a slightly better position, that could have been 2-2, back in the game. Let's go for the winner. But it wasn't. In the 54th minute, Stoke City hit a beautifully flighted corner. And then I can't remember who it was on the edge of the box, hits a beautiful volley, straight on the volley, right into the corner. It looked like Wes was beaten. But if Norwood wasn't there, Wes might have been able to get across a bit further. He probably knew that Norwood was on the line and ready to kick it away, which he does. He volleys it away. Very good from Norwood, because I've seen him before where those ones has kind of hit the shin and gone in, or they've miskicked it or whatever. So Norwood gets it away, keeps us at 2-1, keeps us going. And really nothing else happened after that. Billy Sharp came on for Kadra, which Kadra didn't seem too happy, but Kadra was really poor for me today. Kadra was probably the worst player for us. Nothing went right for him. He kept losing the ball over and over again, and he's playing in a more advanced position further wide. So I thought that would be Kadra's position down to the ground. I thought he'd have a really good day today, especially with Stoke being a bit up and down at the moment. But no, he came off for Billy Sharp. Billy didn't really get involved in the game at all either. I'm not blaming Billy for that, because we know what Billy's positives are. We know what he does good. We know his pros and cons. Billy Sharp is good in the box. When he gets the service, Billy Sharp scores goals. We all know that. Didn't get any service whatsoever. I think you probably expect a little bit more from Brewster when he's playing up front, because he's got a bit more pace. I wouldn't say better movement. I just think he's more supple. He's more. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to use is, because I don't want to disrespect Billy Sharp. I just think Billy Sharp knows what he's good at, and if he's not getting that service, Billy Sharp is no use to us. He's really not. When he got brought on, I was thinking, I don't know why he's brought Billy Sharp on in this game when we're not really dominating the game or getting good balls into the box. We put a few crosses in. They were just poor. There just weren't really much to it. But on the 75th minute, 3 subs came on. That was Jebo, Ben Osborne, and Sai Sachdev. I thought Sai Sachdev really looked really good when he came on. I think he straight away from the off looked like he was trying to attack. And that's what we want to see from our youngsters. 17 years old, so a big bit of praise for Sai Sachdev. I think, he's got a big future ahead. Obviously, England player as well. So, an exciting player to get his debut today for the Blade. So, big shout out to Sai Sachdev. But when the 3 subs came on, they did inject a little bit of something. Jebo was trying to win the ball and trying to get us up the field. Ozzy, he's just come back from injury, so he was trying, but it didn't really come off for him. And then in the 90th minute, we just get undone yet again. It's just a kind of hopeful ball to the striker right in the middle of the goal. And I think this is where a lot of people say that Basham and Egan can't play in a 4. Now, I don't necessarily think that's true. I think just the fact that they've played in a 5 for such a long time that they're just not used to playing in a 4. And we can only get better at playing in a 4 by playing in a 4 more. And we might have to keep doing this. NL could be back in the next game, so that might not be a problem. It might just be one of them games that we had to play a 4 and it didn't quite work out. But when you play in a 4 and you're not used to playing in a 4, There's so much space. And Egan and Basham were so far apart from each other. The ball's played through the middle, and then they're like both came together straight away like that. And then it's just got laid out to the lad on the left-hand side of the box just to tap it across the box to be put in the back of the net. Such a simple goal. Very well worked from Stoke's point of view, but really bad from ours. Maybe Karen Gordon was too far upfield for a right back. He's not a right wing back at the end of the day. If Baldock's a lot further forward, I don't blame Baldock. But as a right back, you probably should be in a better position. But I'm not going to give Karen Gordon any stick for that because we were trying to go forward, weren't we? We were trying to get forward. We were trying to score an equaliser. And who cares if we lose 2-1 or 3-1? I would much rather see us lose 3-1 and try and get more players upfield and get that that second goal to try and draw the game out. But yeah, it wasn't to be. Poor from the defence, really poor for that one. And then Norrington Davis again at the back stick. It might be the same with Norrington Davis, but it did seem like he was ball watching a little bit and let the man get in behind him and tap the ball home. So that is it. That is the full 90 plus 5, except for the very, very last thing, Reece Norrington Davis pushing Lauren over the hoardings. I quite enjoyed that, to be honest. He's definitely got small man syndrome, Reece Norrington Davis, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, I think he gave him a slight push, and then he threw himself over the hoardings, old Lauren. And then he gave him a secondary push, like, yeah, get over there, get over there. I don't know if he got booked for it. I don't think he did. But let's just have a little look. Oh, he might have got booked. He got a book. Yeah, he did get booked for it. Fair enough. Fair enough. He probably deserved the booking for it, to be honest. But yeah, as I can see, there's literally 9 live comments right now, which is there's been hundreds in the past. So that obviously shows that Blades fans don't particularly want to talk about Sheff United right now, and I can't blame you one little bit. Can't fault them with the injuries we have. The future's going to work. Gaza, completely agree. I said that right at the start. Shocking, James thinks. It was shocking, but I agree with Gaza as well. Just going through a bad patch, still top of the league. That is it. How are we still top of the league? How? It is absolutely mental that we are still top of the league after not winning in 3 games and losing 2 of them. 1 point out of a possible 9, and we are still top of the league. However, we could be 8 points clear right now, couldn't we? If we didn't pick up all those bad injuries, we could have won all 3 of those games. I think we could. I think the Birmingham game we should have won anyway. The QPR game, they were there for the taking. They really were. And today, I thought Stoke were okay, but Stoke knew we had injury problems, and they took it to us from the first whistle, scoring in the 4th minute. But when we scored through Ryan Brewster, it really I think they were worried because we were on the front foot, they were on the back foot, and it were just waves of our attack. And then silly goal just before half time, I think just killed us off, to be honest. John, hey, Nick, we're having a poor run mainly due to the huge injury list. Exactly. That's it. Let's just hope that's our bad spell over with. Fingers crossed we can get 1, 2, 3 men back for the next game. Can't fault the commitment today, but Stoke with a better side. Jag showed his class with an assist and a well-taken goal. You are not wrong there, John. Not wrong at all. Sheff United Thailand fan club. Hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you on the channel. Can't believe we have lost 2 and drawn 1, but still top of the league. Shows how good we were before the injuries. Too right, mate. Too right. Marcus Marshall, I thought Stoke were good today. They will be in the top 5 this season. With all due respect, Marcus, I disagree, mate. I think they've got a great manager. I think that a better side today would have taken us to the cleaners. We wouldn't have even scored against them because we were poor. We were really poor. I understand the injuries have really hit us hard, but I'm afraid our defence was shocking. The thing is, we were playing 4 at the back, but at the same time, Reece Norrington Davis, John Egan, Chris Basham, 3 very experienced players that have played most of the season, should be doing better than that. Norrington Davis and Baldock both have anger issues. I think you're right, Alistair. I think you're right. And me being a 6'2" bloke, I don't understand the small man syndrome, but fair enough. And L being gone reminds me of when Jock got injured. That's a fantastic point there, Gabe. Fantastic point. Think this is the weakest championship ever. Get players back and we'll be fine. Agreed. Completely agreed. Makeshift side missed Berger's calming influence and ability to keep the ball. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. We missed him. But at the same time, I'm not sure Sander Berger would have had a massive, massive influence on that game. He does go missing quite a lot of the time. I don't think Stoke are good. We made them look good today. Completely agreed. John thought Jebo and Sharp were both poor when they came on. Fair enough. The lad from Brentwood Mustard, except for his ridiculous dive. Yeah, the dives were terrible, terrible from them today. I think it Fosu who was diving all over the place all the time. It was pretty embarrassing, to be fair. But yeah, who cares for them right now? They've just gone and beaten top of the league 3-1. But yeah, we've beaten two teams this season who were top of the league, and we've been like, bloody hell, how are they top of the league? And then we've just done that today, and Stoke are probably thinking, how are we top of the league? But we are still top of the league. We've had a lot of terrible injuries. Apparently, it's 14 injuries, and mostly to the defence. So it's completely depleted. So yeah, we are. That's definitely not a Sheffield United performance. I don't know what performance that is, but it wasn't good. Anyway, let's leave it there. Let's all go and enjoy our weekend. I think we all expected this probably wasn't going to be an away win today, but I would have liked to have seen at least a point, if not, well, at least not losing by 2 goals. That was pretty poor, and to give away 3 really, really bad goals wasn't the best. But yeah, let's go off. Let's have a good weekend. Let's try and ignore that. I wasn't as devastated as I would have been a few weeks ago because I knew obviously the injury problems and the team that started. Yeah, it's one of them things. We're still top of the league. Let's keep going, Blades. Fingers crossed we get some players back and we turn this kind of poor run into something that can keep us top of the league. Try and get some points in the next couple. Thanks for watching, Blades. See you next time.